Hi everybody, we're here today with the Thor Sequence. This is a 2021 and it's the newest Class B motorhome in the Thor lineup. This is based on the Ram ProMaster chassis, and shooting us today behind the camera is Steven.
Hey everybody.
And he no doubt will have some opinion at some point because he's already asked me what this is.
Yeah, what the heck is it?
So that's exactly what we're going to do now. We're going to walk around, we're going to go inside, we're going to show you everything there is to see. So the first thing to look at here is the fact that this unit is built on the Ram ProMaster chassis. It's a high roof, and frankly, the entire box, the entire envelope of this unit is what Thor buys and builds their Class B in, which is so much better than back in the old days when they were cutting chassis, adding roofs, lowering floors. The envelope of this unit is never tampered with. So it means it's going to be that much more solid and no leaks. So as we come down here, we're going to open up this big side door and have a quick peek inside, because really this is what Class Bs are all about.
Of course. You got your bathroom at the back there, little kitchen, seating area, and then of course your captain's chairs up front. And I mean, when I open this up, my big question right away is why a Class B over a Class C? Why would you get something so tight when for the same money or around the same money, you could probably have a much bigger unit? Any answer to that?
What it comes down to is drivability. Drivability and also fuel economy. This unit actually lends itself to people who really like to road trip, as opposed to, I'm going someplace, I'm going to park my butt in a beach chair for a week or a month at a time. These people are actually on the road quite a bit. Now, it also takes the anxiety out of this lumbering Class C or a Class A or towing a trailer, because it's a single vehicle. It goes down the road in the same space basically the car takes up. It doesn't matter that it's so much taller. Once you drive this thing and when you see your seating position, you see all that glass around you, these things are easy to maneuver. You'll go anywhere. You'll go downtown. So, and that's not something you would do with some other motorhomes.
Yeah, that's a pretty fair point. And now I can crack the front here, and you guys can see. Up front, it's pretty standard Ram ProMaster. You get your steering wheel right there. Although the head unit, this is not an FCA unit, this is a Pioneer infotainment system that Thor adds on after the fact.
There is a backup camera in there, but you know, past that, there's not a lot of other sort of driver conveniences. What you do get though up front here is quite a bit of storage space, and again, that takes from the fact that these are commercial vehicles. So you've got overhead space, you've got really deep glove boxes. You've even got a spot up here to hold papers where normally somebody would put bills of lading, so you can keep your gas receipts there and argue about how much you're saving or not.
Okay, time to sound off in the comments, everybody. I cannot get into the way this ProMaster looks. I think it's incredibly ugly. I think it's got this big weird fish face. When you look at a Mercedes Sprinter or a Ford Transit, it doesn't really make you feel anything. And that's the way a utility van should be, innocuous. This ProMaster is not that. Is this just my eyes, or do you guys agree? Go below right now and let me know in the comments. Is the ProMaster the ugliest utility van on the market? I say yes.
The other key thing about a Class B, or certainly this one here, is that it's completely self-contained. Everything you want, everything you need is here. In addition to which, you don't need to be plugged in somewhere, because it does carry its own gas generator. So let's take a look at the back. In particular, what I like to say about these units is they remind me of sailboats. They don't have a ton of space, so they come up with some really unique ways of doing things. This, if you're not familiar with it, is what is called a wet bath. So you'll get in there, you close up those sliding doors, this curtain hangs down on this side, and this is your shower. So if you get water on the toilet, that's fine. That's what it's meant to do. Everything else in here is waterproof. This is a really slick little item. There's your sink. So, sink folds down, faucet comes out, and water from here simply drains in the back, goes down same spot as the toilet. You've got a nice folding ladder here, because you can get to the roof, and there is a cargo storage unit up there, in addition to a solar panel, because that's another thing this does. It's trickle charging the batteries all the time. You don't always have to be running your generator.
Let me quickly show you the capacities on this unit. And as always, like most road-going vehicles, it's right here on your door jam sticker. So payload rating here, 1,817 pounds. That's the total amount that you can add on here in people and cargo. What I really like here though is Thor actually lists right there, 580 kilograms is your cargo carrying capacity once your tanks are full. So once you've got all of your water on board, you can take up to 580 kilograms worth of payload. And you know what, that's really appreciated, that they do the work for you and tell you, hey, if you got your tanks full, you're only taking 580 kg.
So just looking at the other side of the unit here, again, everything you need is here. You are carrying fresh water. You've got propane. You've also got your city fill and your sewer hoses. Your dump valves are out there. So you notice on the roof you've got the other things. Of course, you've got an antenna. You've got the powered vent, air conditioning unit. You've got the solar panel, and also those roof racks, which would work for, say, a kayak or anything else that you might want to take along with you, hence the ladder in the back.
And that's, of course, important, right? Because there's no other storage out here. If you did get a Class C, you have basement, but there's no basement here.
That is the thing with a Class B. We'll take a look at storage inside. Basically, whatever you got in there, that's what you got. There's nothing outside. So this model is the 20K. And to accommodate that large wet bath in the back of the unit, they've moved the bed up here, even though right now it's disguised as a couch. Obviously, this is your central living area. This is where you're going to sit and watch TV. This is where the table goes, and you're going to have lunch. So the unit folds out flat at night, and you will have a reasonably sized, I'd say almost queen bed, and that'll be out of your way during the day when you fold it back up.
And I mean, everything kind of folds in and out here. Like we saw that cool sink. There's also this thing up here. What's the deal here? It's called a C table. Nice.
Gives you a nice little surface when you don't want to take the whole table out and set it up here in the floor. Just someplace to put your cheese and crackers.
Nice. So you can control everything up here on your touchscreen. You can check your tank levels. You can control the lighting inside. And yes, it's all actually dimmable. See it back there? That is pretty cool. You have your thermostat here, awning controls. It'll show you your battery capacities and how your batteries are doing, your propane. Every conceivable thing you might need to know is all controlled on this touchscreen.
So touchscreens aside, what's important when you're on the road is storage. Because no matter how much stuff I might bring, the amount of stuff that my wife brings that I can't argue with, yeah. Okay, so every spot that you look at here, all right, we've got cupboards above, and we have drawers, 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 more drawers, and for that matter, in the back here, hanging space as well in the bath area. So they have maximized, again, think of sailboats, they've maximized every square inch to give you as much storage as possible. And having stuff away just is so much neater, even though the kids don't understand that. I like it.
Well, how about this kitchen back here? I mean, it's pretty tight too, but they've done a decent job. It looks like actually giving you some space to work.
Makes you feel a little better if in a unit like this you don't call it a kitchen, you call it a galley.
Yeah.
And then for some reason you don't care that it's really tight.
That's the trick.
Yeah, you've got a 2-burner gas stove right here. The sink is smart simply because they also put in this cover so that it gives you more counter space when you're not using it. And the fridge, this is a reasonable sized refrigerator and even has a small freezer
Up top.
It's enough. That's the point. For 2 people, This thing is enough, and for days at a time you can be completely and totally independent. So you're not forced to sit out in Walmart parking lot. You could go out into the outback and be perfectly comfortable, including your AC unit. This is the big deal with the generator, because if you don't have it, sure, your 12-volt stuff works, but you're going to fry because you have no AC. So all in all, that's what I like about Class Bs. It's just everything in a nice small package, easy to drive, and like I said, you can go everywhere. So you can go to a mountaintop on Saturday, and you can go downtown to the opera Saturday night and drive the same vehicle.
That certainly is handy. But of course, the purchase decision is going to come down to what it costs too. And there is some crossover between these Bs and the bigger Cs. So what are we talking about here for this Thor that we're looking at?
The Thor sequence as it sits here, and remembering of course that there is quite a bit of content in here, including that generator, is just a hair under $94,000 US.
So $95K, what do you guys think? Is that okay value for this, or you think that's a ripoff? Everyone always has strong opinions for sure, so I want to hear them down there in the comments below.
So we've shown you this Thor sequence 2021. This really gives you an idea of where they're going with these Class Bs. Truly, this is what I would want to call a complete unit. So first of all, I got to thank Hitch House here in Shanty Bay, Ontario, for letting us walk through this unit and shoot it. That's it for this video. So go below, hit like, hit subscribe, and come back soon to see what we're going to be testing next.